Hello world, it's me, Julian Venables, the London Astrologer, and I'm here today for 5 minutes of daily astrology with you to keep you informed about what's going on. Well, saying I'm going to be keeping you informed is a very good thing to say today because we are having the new moon in Gemini. It actually happened yesterday at about 5:30 p.m. But we are in the very beginning phases of a new moon. And I think it's a perfect time for me to tell you about the moon a bit today, because it might give you some better insights into things. So the way I see the moon is like it's a receptacle or a container of feelings or emotions. It's why we have past memories, because we put it all into our moon. So in a way, when the moon is new, then we are opening the possibility for something to be received, something. We've emptied the container of feelings and emotions. We have a brand new container. It's a bit like having a bucket on a rope. You're going to wind the bucket down into the well and it's going to tip onto the water and it's going to fill up, and then you're going to wind it back up again. So in a way, that's kind of like a bit like the moon cycle as well. So when you get a new moon, it's a good time to make your wishes, because the new moon, actually, the moon is still covered by the sun's light. Okay, so the sun, which is the all-encompassing consciousness that we are in, the moon's reflections on that are submerged by the light of the sun. So for a while, the new moon is just like having the potential to do something, and maybe not even realizing that potential yet. So in a way, you take a bag of seeds. Your life is a field that is fallow. You take a bag of seed to it, and you say, in this seed, it's labelled, Gemini. It's labelled Gemini. What does Gemini mean? Well, it means language, information, fun, liveliness, knowledge, the quest of knowledge, the quest of learning, the quest of seeking out ways of understanding things. So I'll take my bag of Gemini seeds and I'll put them into my field, maybe nice rows, make it neat. But it's going to be something that is going to grow. But the seed doesn't grow at first. Well, once it's planted, once the new moon has happened, once the moon has met the sun, it started. But the seed is pushed into the ground, and we're in that interim phase of being pushed into something, to starting something, to then leading to making it the first initial growth, the first crescent moon. Now I'll show you the board. So, we are now in new moon phase. I have to show it to you this side, I think. We are now in new moon phase. It happened yesterday. The crescent moon doesn't actually occur until, say, the 26th of May at 2:45 in the afternoon. So at the moment, as I just described, we've got the moon in Gemini as well, but also in Gemini we have, as you know, the sun. We've got Mercury, Venus, and the North Node. Now, from a whole sign perspective, as in taking in the whole of the constellation of Gemini, it's got a lot of resonance at the moment. There's a lot going on there. These 4 planets plus the moon makes it very, very busy. Okay, but as I said, it's a lot of it because the moon takes and moves through the light. A lot of it moves the light to us, as it were. A lot of it is still unconscious. Okay, we know there's something brewing, something's happening. And Gemini, right, it's about being smart, quick, clever, okay? So here's lots of information for you to digest and get ready for, all right? There's a sense of big destiny with the North Node in Gemini. From a whole sign perspective, there's people involved that you relate to. There's lots of ideas that are coming through, and you want to be noticed for something. You want to be aware of what you're doing. Gemini is the twins. 2 sides, seeing both sides of something, being imaginative, as is always with astrology as well. But it's about having a clear perception of something and enjoying the emotional participation of that. Okay? So there we go, right? actually what you're aiming for here is this: the crescent moon on Tuesday the 26th at 2:45. That's when the sprout that you're sprouting now is bursting forth out the ground. You become conscious of something. And now I'm going to quickly talk about crescent moons, because there's more to this. You see, there's a very one of the world's major religions is Islamic, and on their top of their mosques they have a little crescent moon. It's always, you can see the dome and then the little crescent moon on top of it, and also in their flags. And basically the crescent moon is, they time everything by the appearance of the crescent moon. They do everything by the crescent moon phase, as in once you can see it, then it's begun. So that's also about a sort of conscious understanding or conscious idea of something that's planted that begins. And then, so for them, you know, it's something that we can learn about and we can also integrate and use in our lives, is that awareness of how the moon works. That's what I'm trying to say, and I'll talk more about that in the future. But from an astrological point of view, it's very interesting. Things really get going once that crescent moon has appeared in the sky. So, Gemini, well, you know, it's making friends, making connections, being sociable. It's having deliberate and well-planned methodical actions. It's almost like you could be plugging into the switchboard, listening to all the different calls and conversations coming in, and then deciding what to do. You could be a part of all of that with Gemini, planets in Gemini. It's about being very versatile and very adaptable. These things are the sort of things you'd like to be aiming for. Now, next week, on the new moon chart actually, there's a square to Mars upcoming in Pisces currently. I'll talk about that in other videos. I thought I'd like to mention that. Also upcoming will be Mercury making a conjunction to the North Node. I'll talk about that next week. So, and of course, in a couple of weeks' time, or quite soon, is the Venus conjunction Sun, which will happen in Gemini. So there's a few very interesting aspects coming up to keep your eyes on. And of course, that makes me remind you that you must please subscribe to my channel. The red button is just below the screen, somewhere around about here. And please give me thumbs up. I like thumbs up for my videos because that will raise my rankings. People will start to notice me a bit more, and why not? It should be fun. So thumbs up please here, if you don't mind, and leave a comment. You're very welcome to leave a comment, particularly nice ones. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to keep it to 5 minutes. I will talk to you again very soon, if not before, at the crescent moon, or maybe with the Mercury conjunct the North Node. Maybe that's 2 videos actually. Keep in touch, as I say. You know, join my newsletter on my website, londonastrologer.com, and I'll hopefully speak to you soon.